Howdy gamers, how's it going? Today I wanted to talk about my adventures in my first car. Now I think when a lot of people think about their first car, what they want to talk about is a lot of times when they were really big into their car, how much of a piece of shit it was. My first car was okay, alright? It was actually my father's car that he let me use. However, what I'm not going to talk about is, it's not going to be about its mechanical stuff, alright? What it's going to be about is about pussy. This is a story about pussy. So as you can see right here, this is a 2003 Hyundai Sonata. It's the same color, it looks the exact same of what I used to drive, and my old one reeked of goddamn gamer girl pussy. And I'll explain why. So, one time, I was with a gal, I was 16 years old, and I used to like driving around in my car with chicks because it's not exactly very holy of me to be doing it at my fucking parents' house. Regardless, though, so we were driving around for a bit, and I'm gonna be honest, I was 16 years old. I had hormones going out my fucking asshole at absolutely insane rate. This car, though, specifically helped out with our endeavors. And one time I took a gal, we drove for a while, and we ended up by this dark spot in my town. So we started kissing a bit, that's whatever. However, at one point, as I was leaning over her on the passenger side of the car, I'm a thick fellow, alright? And I had to lift my entire weight on my right arm, okay? So as I was over her, we were probably reading John 3:16 or something, a very religious Christian endeavor. And like that thing, as my other hand was doing other things, we were doing that for a hot minute, maybe like 30 minutes to an hour. And in that course, I got the best workout of my entire fucking life. I saw how goddamn strong this arm was able to be. 16 years old. Because I'm 16 years old. And it started fucking burning. At some point, the pain started overtaking because I was doing the most intense workout on holding my entire weight up in the fucking arm. So whatever, I made it through. I got finished. We finished reading that scripture. And I got back down, and I realized, okay, my right arm is barely working. But that's fine. We chilled for a bit. I drove her home, almost always using my left arm, pretending like there was nothing wrong. And I woke up the next morning, and my right arm was just limp. It was done. Fucking shot, dude. Out of there. I was not able to move that arm for the entire day. It wasn't like quite numb to, it hurt like a motherfucker. And it took me like a week to like fully regrain that fucking stuff back in my arm. It was so goddamn sore. So the second story is one time also when I was a teenager. I don't like complaining, alright? If I'm getting spoiled a bit, if your boy is getting spoiled, I'm not gonna start complaining to the gal, alright? Especially when I'm in high school, right? So one gal, 15 years old, she had her hand on my lap, holding a Bible, alright? Just holding the Bible. And I'm gonna be honest with you, let's say you're not too experienced with cock, start at the bottom. If you're not using lube, start at the fucking bottom. Because if you start at the top, you're just dragging the fucking skin down. Alright, she's 15 years old. I wasn't looking to complain. I was getting handy. That was fucking insane for me at the time. So, she just started at the top and started going. I'm like, man, this hurts. I don't like this. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I take a hot minute to nut. I'm not a quick nut, alright? It takes me a while. So she was just going for a while. And it started hurting really bad. But I'm like, fuck. And I was just telling to myself, come. I'm like, I need to get done with this. This is painful. Fuck, dude, just nut, please. Or, sorry, it's just like, get finished reading the scripture, right? And then I couldn't nut. And I eventually had to tell her, I'm like, alright, you're done. We'll need to check out. And she felt kind of bad, alright? And that's when I kind of like, and I'm like, I went to the bathroom a bit. I told her, like, okay, I'm gonna go piss really quick, or whatever. I went to the bathroom, and it was just red. Just fucking bright red. It was fucked. Okay, just absolutely awful. Also, a couple days after that, it felt like road burned. It felt like I was being dragged 60 miles per hour on a truck as I was just being dragged down the goddamn highway. It sucked. It was really bad. So, like, my right arm was fucked at one point. My my scripture device got fucked. And then there's also the thing, too, where I had a third story, right? So, at this time, I was 16 years old. I just got a relationship I was in for, like, 2 years. And I met a gal, and we were talking with someone I knew from when I was younger. And then I was like, hey, do you want to chill sometime? And they were like, sure. So we chilled one time. I'm like, hey, you want to go out? All right. I was talking to her on the phone. She's like, yeah, sure. So we went out to Chili's and a movie. That was my fucking move. I'd go to Chili's and a movie. And it went pretty well. I was pretty relaxed though. All right. I'm not that much of a whore. I usually wouldn't talk about sexual stuff too often. We were at Chili's. People in front and back of us, it was a Friday night at Chili's, alright? It was bumping. So we were just sitting at a booth, and we were talking, and I was talking about stories. She was a little shy. I was trying to open her up a bit. You know, let's chill. Let's have a good time. And then I kind of immediately realized that this girl was going to be a bit of a handful, because she was shy, and I would say something along as like, oh yeah, this is what I did this week, right? I tell stories. I love stories, so I tell her a story. And then she'd be like, alright, I'll tell a story. And then she just talk about all the dick she got, right? I'm not saying that girls should have different standards as guy. If you want to own to being a whore, hell yeah, do whatever the fuck you want. But that was a bit, as 16-year-old me, that was a bit coming on too strong. I get I'm the guy in the situation, but she was like, yeah, I just want to fuck. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude. Not only are we in the middle of a goddamn Chili's, but you need to settle down a bit, alright? And so, whatever. Alright, let's go to the fucking movie. We went to the movie, and almost immediately, she was almost like on top of me. Just immediately making out. And I'm like, holy fuck, this is intense. I'm not saying that I'm not down for a good time, but it was just, she was just coming on so strong. And eventually, she just went up and whispered in my ear, do you want to go get some condoms and enjoy reading scripture? You know? Like, full scripture, right? Full Bible study was gonna happen. And I immediately was like, fuck. I was panicking. I'm like, I don't, what, this girl's insane. I was like, okay, I need to tell her no. I don't think she's been told no before. How do you tell a girl no in this situation? And so I'm like, oh, I got it. All right. I told her, I'm like, this is embarrassing as shit, but I was trying to think of something at the moment. I'm like, yeah, I don't know, but I need to ask my mom first. That was just the first thing that came to mind, that she'd be like, what? And get off of me. That was my only goal. I was scared, okay? I was fucking scared. And so she immediately was like, no, don't ask your mom. What? You fucking weirdo. So it got planned off. And obviously she was kind of standoffish after that. However, I think at the end of the day, I fucking won because she left her leftover chicken strips from Chili's in the car and I didn't tell her. So that way I went home and ate her chicken strips. Overall, though, I think that's my adventures in my 2003 Hyundai Sonata. I feel like sharing a couple of stories, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. The entirety of this I recorded and edited over at twitch.tv/JesterJones. If you like, come by to say hi if I'm streaming. Regardless, though, gamers, have a good one.